This is the RPG Pundit, the final boss in Internet Shitlords. And here's Big Chungus, as usual. I'm doing another in my series where I'm talking about the RPG Pundit Presents issues for your information. And of course, to sweeten the deal, you get extra Big Chungus time here. So today I'm going to talk about RPG Pundit Presents number 4, which is called Hipster Elves. You might realize if you look back at the videos that the first of this series was RPG Pundit Presents number 1, Dungeon Chef. So you'll notice that I'm not doing one on number 2 and 3, and the reason for that is that RPG Pundit Presents number 2 is the Goetia, and that's found now. It's been reprinted in the Old School Companion. So if you want it, it's a guide to evocation magic in a medieval authentic way, and to and also to a list of demons that you can summon in your OSR game. But that's basically it. And now you can get it in the Old School Companion. So as for the number 3, that's high-tech weapons. And it's been reproduced now in Star Adventurer. So Star Adventurer, or at least mostly reproduced in Star Adventurer. Star Adventurer is RPG Pundit Presents number 100, which you can buy in print or in PDF. What's up, Big Chungus? She is a little camera shy today, I think. Maybe because I'm holding the camera too close. I don't know. She's picked a funny place to do her little... What's wrong, Chungus? Are you embarrassed that I'm using you in a blatant shilling attempt here? I guess that's probably why. So anyways, today I'm talking about number 4, which is Hipster Elves. Do you like Hipster Elves? Hey! Hello? Hello? Hello, Chungus. No, Chungus is just ashamed. So I'm going to switch over and we're going to take a look at Meatball instead. Hello, Meatball. How are you doing? So here's the thing. The RPG Pundit Presents number 4 is called Hipster Elves. And what it is, it's a gonzo fantasy. So it's a source book that you can use to add an element of gonzo fantasy to any of your campaigns, your OSR campaigns, D&D campaigns, probably even other fantasy systems. And it's based obviously on the World of the Last Sun. It's talking about one of the races of the World of the Last Sun, which are the Hipster Elves. If you watch Bill the Elf's channel, you'll see that he's got my campaign on there. And so Bill the Elf, in fact, is a hipster elf. He's one example of that race. In the World of the Last Sun, the elves didn't live in forests. They were incredibly ancient, and of course they had gone past their forest dwelling mode long ago, and it ended up living in domes, in domed cities. And there were a variety of different types of elves, some very noble, powerful, and of great renown, and then there were other types of classes of elves that were a little less important, and some of them that were just kind of ridiculous. And after the cataclysm that happened to the World of the Last Sun, what were left were mostly the ridiculous ones. But in any case, some of the elven domes were also left. So this is a short book, a short product, that gives you the background of the hipster elves, and it has also a list of 100 hipster elf professions. Now, if you're familiar with the DCC game, this is something that you would use to generate a level 0 hipster elf character. So it gives you the profession of the character, what they would have on them, some object, and some small details about what they do. But this basically works as a way to explain hipster elf society, right? The hipster elves were basically people who ended up in the domes after the disaster and gradually lost, the elves were great masters of both technology and magic in the World of the Last Sun, and the hipster elves lost all of those, right? Instead, they dedicated themselves to frivolous and unimportant things, and they still know how to use the machines in the domes, if they're still in active domes, but they don't know how to repair them, why they work, or anything else about it, right? And most of them don't know magic. Once in a while, there's some rare outlier player character who will end up being able to develop the powers of magic and also figure out how to do how to do technology maybe. The other part of the book is details about the domes and a set of random tables for you to encounter an elven science dome, and to see how intact it is, whether it's still inhabited, is it the original inhabitant or something else. It's a simple set of tables for an encounter with an elven dome. And that's basically it for this product. So it's something that you can just plug and play into any of your campaigns where you want them to be gonzo fantasy. Now, I will note, there is an element of contemporary humor in the Hipster Elves, obviously, right? Just by the name, you know that, right? So if you like weird fantasy, but it has to be serious weird fantasy, then this probably won't be for you. But it's also not just entirely nyuk type humor, right? Like you can modify that line quite a bit. And most of it is actually just about describing a race that has become too decadent to the point of uselessness and are no longer even capable of surviving on their own, which gives you a lot of adventuring possibilities when you think about it. So anyways, that's RPG Pundit Presents number 4, Hipster Elves. And like I said, I covered high-tech weapons and the Goetia at the same time. So if any of these interest you, in the case of the Goetia or high-tech weapons, I'd suggest you pick up the Old School Companion or Star Adventurer. But if all you want is the Goetia, you're not interested in all the other magical systems that are in the Old School Companion, or if all you want is high-tech weapons for your OSR game, and you're not interested in having a complete, space opera OSR RPG at your disposal, well then I guess you can pick those up as well. In any case, please share this video anywhere you can find it. Gosh, I don't know, my cats have gotten all quiet today. There's no activity going on. They're not liking the camera eye today for some reason. Maybe it's because I haven't fed them. Is that what you want? Meatball. Do you want some food? Do you want some food, Meatball? Meatball. This is why I don't usually just film over to them, right? If I'm sitting there and I'm just doing whatever and filming, they're going to come up and sometimes knock over my camera or get their face right in it or cover whatever I'm trying to film when I'm doing a review or something like that. But when I'm actually filming them, all of a sudden, they're tremendously shy, right? Suddenly they want to know nothing about it. Look at that. Look at how she turns away from me with absolute disdain. This is what I have to deal with in Big Chungus. Hello. Oh, there we go. That's a good shot. Anyway, if you like this video, please share it. Please check out those products. If this is the first you've come across of my videos, check out my other videos. This is mostly an infomercial, but check out my other videos because they have more content. And especially my reviews of stuff that isn't my own stuff. And subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the videos everywhere. And if you want to support me, well, I could mention Patreon or PayPal, but here I am pointing out that I have 103 now RPG Pundit Presents issues. The newest one just came out, and it's called The Medieval Authentic City Guide to Essex, which is like Exeter. The Medieval Authentic City Guide Exeter, which is a whole medieval city there for you to put into your games, based on authentic myth and what have you. Just keep ignoring me, huh? There you go. There you go, offended cat. So be sure to check out RPG Pundit Presents. Check out my other RPG books. Buy books. It doesn't have to be from me necessarily, but if you want to give me a tip, great. But buy books from people who don't despise you, right? Because if you're on the problematic list of the SJW crowd, they despise you. Anyways, that's everything for today. Currently smoking, just over here, a Lorenzetti oversized horn plus Argento Natural. Take care.